What's going down, y'all? It's the Wake Up Crew, Ray G and Jay Rich here to talk some prop bets over on Prize Picks for this Monday Night Football slate. We got two games, Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings face off, as well as the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. Two Monday Night Football games, and we want to talk about some of the plays over on Prize Picks, some more and less, some things we like. If it's your first time tapping in, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. We do not make you pay for picks. We ask that you just hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, like the content, and most importantly, comment below. Let us know what you're playing. If you're new to Prize Picks, use the promo code WAKEUP. They will give you a deposit match up to $100 for first-time depositors. Quick recap on the Sunday night plays that I talked about on the channel. Yesterday, we dove into a lot of defensive plays and pretty good overall. We went 3 for 5. Yesterday, Michael Thomas receptions over 4.5 or 5 if you took that cash, as well as John Johnson's tackles and assists over 4.5. That hit. Jordan Brooks, his number was high at 10, but we showed confidence, and that hit. He had 11 tackles, 11 total tackles. We did miss on Kwame Grugier-Hill, the linebacker from the Houston Texans at 18 in week 1, and did not get it done for us versus the Denver Broncos. And Patrick Queen in a high-scoring affair. His number was set in 6.5. He only had 5. So 3 right, 2 wrong. But we dove into the data. We're looking at everything right now. We just had like a 30-minute conversation about the slate tonight. So let's dive into some of our favorite plays over on Prize Picks. And I want to start, Jay, by talking about a play that we both like over on Prize Picks. And that is the rush attempts for one. Where is it at? Dalvin Cook. 16.5 rush attempts. We like the more on that one. Where you at with Dalvin Cook?
So I talked about it on my video, actually. I like Dalvin Cook over 70.5 rushing yards, but I think to your point, this is a game that will be probably dominated by the run game. And for that reason, I do like Dalvin Cook. 16.5 is pretty modest for a guy who had 20, a dude who's known for toting the rock. We're not going to see much of Alexander Mattison, not going to see any Ty Chandler probably in this one. Should be a close game through and through, 50-point total over under. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now, and I think Dalvin Cook is got in a great spot to go over in this matchup. To your point, you see his rushing yards on the books here. Rush attempts, what's that? 18.5 is the number we're seeing out there?
16.5 on DK, 16.5 minus 140 to the over. Dalvin Cook's rush attempts at 16.5.
Yeah. So a lot of juice that we're getting from the books, right? Telling us that people are betting the over. So yeah, definitely a good reason to like Dalvin Cook's over in this matchup as well.
On Prize Picks, I'm never taking plus money. You just don't get it, right? It does you no good because you have to parlay these. Dalvin Cook, more than 16.5 rush attempts. I like this one. Minnesota's playing on the road. They're in Philadelphia, and Philly's got a good pass defense, right? With Darius Slay potentially covering Justin Jefferson. They may double him. Could be a good day for Dalvin Cook. He had 20 rush attempts last week. This could be a ground and pound game. I like Dalvin Cook. I like where the money is laying. 16.5. Give me Dalvin Cook's rush attempts. I like it. You really like this one, and you've kind of talked me into it. The receiving yards for a rookie. Jay, let's talk about Treylon Burks. Now, what I don't like is on the books, we see his number anywhere from 26.5 up to 30.5. But let's talk about Treylon Burks, Buffalo versus Tennessee. Why do you like this number of Treylon Burks, 28.5?
So let's get the concerns out of the way first. I believe he only played 15 snaps last week. He got, I believe, 4 targets. He had 3 receptions, but he did have 55 yards, and he had 1 reception for 27 yards. So again, basically taking you to that over number. Now, the biggest thing here is it's a 10-point spread. The Buffalo Bills are heavily favored at home. And I think that also lends itself to a great number for Treylon Burks. You see, you have 26.5 up to 30.5, Ray. Like you talked about, a lot of juice to the over on some books, and some haven't been touched yet. I think it's a line that people haven't found yet, and that's the reason why they haven't hit the over. But you see PrizePicks 28.5, I think, is very doable for a team that should probably be down. Buffalo looking like the best team in the NFL through, the first 2 weeks. We'll see what they do this week, but fully expect them to put up 30 plus at home. Tennessee's going to be coming from behind. We may even see Malik Willis in this matchup. I see no reason why the rookie doesn't get tons of run in a blowout. I like over 28.5. Like I mentioned, 55 last week in a game where he played limited snaps at best. I think he sees more action in this one, and I think you mentioned it as well. Kyle Phillips might not get as much work in this one, so again, could lead to more snaps for Treylon Burks.
That's what they said. He's probably going to play, but I know he was banged up during the week, and there were some question marks about him. He got injured towards the end of week 1 on a catch that set Tennessee up to try to win that game. He got hurt on a reception. But this line is low for an explosive player like Burks. Hopefully we're seeing his snap
100%.
percentage increase, and in a game script where Buffalo could get up early, could force Tennessee to throw the ball a little bit more, and we know Treylon Burks will be on the field. 28.5 receiving yards. I'm interested to see if this moves. We looked on the prop shop over here, provided by FTN. Points bets 30.5, juice, a little bit of juice to the over, -120 on points bet to the over for Treylon Burks. I like this number. Now, I will lead off on this one because Jay is not all the way convicted and sold, but Squeaky Wheel just at least gets the attempts here in week 2 at home.
The shot to make
He's going to get the shot. We don't even need him to catch the ball. But Devonta Smith, he had 4 targets last week, no receptions, no yards. Nick Sirianni came out early this week and said he's too good of a player not to have any receptions, and he catches. Right now on the books, I think his reception line is 3.5, heavily juiced to the under in that one. And we don't even need him to catch the ball. I like 5 targets for Devonta Smith, man. In a game where Philly's at home, they're going to want to put on a show. They were on the road opening weekend. The squeaky wheel who did nothing in week 1. I don't even need him to catch it. Just throw it his way, Hurts. And the thing is, the issue with Hurts is not throwing the ball. Sometimes it's the accuracy of the ball. So Devonta Smith, I fully expect Philadelphia to go out there and try to get their young player involved early. We've seen this happen with wide receivers and stars of the past. I remember Robert Woods, all the panic about him last year, and then he went out there and just was force-fed the ball by the coaching staff for the Rams. And I know this isn't the Rams. I know this isn't Sean McVay, but Devonta Smith is a talented receiver who had over 100 targets as a rookie last year. So I believe last week's zero burger was more the outlier than the norm for Devonta Smith. So at 5 targets, I'm banking on him to at least hit 5 for the push, but I do think he gets more than 5 targets in this matchup.
Yeah, I think it just depends on who shows up in this game. Do we get, the regular Monday Night Football Kirk Cousins, who is awful, or do we get a team that's prepared and ready to come on the road and compete? Because that's the biggest problem for me is, as much as I love Smitty, he may see 2 or 3 early, but if this game gets out of hand, we know that Philly's probably going to run the ball, and that's really the only concern for me. But overall, I think the game will be close. I think, Ray, you got a pretty good shot of going over. I think it's probably a push. He had 4 targets last week in a very high-scoring affair, right? But we'll see what happens. I think Smitty, to your point, may get a shot at getting the ball early in this one.
Let's talk through. So we took it off because it's not a core play. We do not agree. There is no consensus there. But let's just talk through a couple of other plays before we get out of here, Jay. And I want to get to these rushing yards with the quarterbacks. Josh Allen at 40.5 rushing yards and Jalen Hurts at 49.5. I believe Josh Allen on the books, the juice is to the under on his rushing yards in this matchup. Jalen Hurts, I'm not quite sure where Hurts is. Let's take a look. Let's see where the juice is with Jalen Hurts. Where are bettors placing their money on Jalen Hurts' rushing yards tonight? And we've got him anywhere from 49.5, pretty much even money. FanDuel's got him at 51.5, even money. You got over 50.5 here. 50.5. Caesars, points bet, under 50.5. It's kind of even money across the board with Jalen Hurts. And let's just take a look at Josh Allen, right? People like to dive into the data, and then you can pull up where we have him projected at with my Spari. Josh Allen anywhere from 39.5 to 40.5, and it looks pretty even across the board. I know the fear is Tennessee, Buffalo just gets up on Tennessee early and doesn't need to run Josh Allen as much, try to protect their stud quarterback. But, 40 yards, that's literally like 5 steps for Josh Allen. And Jalen Hurts had 17 attempts in week 1 for 90 yards. And I remember last year, anytime we saw the Jalen Hurts rushing yard line under 50, it was just an auto smash. You just take it. Where are you at with these 2 players? If you had to pick one, where would more confidence lie for you, Allen or Hurts?
It's easily Jalen Hurts for me. I think the game will be much more competitive. And to your point, Josh Allen, it is only 40.5 yards. My Spari has him projected for 41. So, again, not much edge for us there. But he has Jalen Hurts projected for 9 carries and 60 yards. So, again, if you're betting on the game environment that we expect, it's only a 2.5-point spread. So, Vegas projecting a very tight game, 50-point over-under, like I mentioned earlier. I would pick Jalen Hurts for sure. I think he's the better play and a better game. And I think he's going to ball out in this one at home for sure.
As we're talking through this, I actually even like this a little more than Smith's targets, right? Because we know, here's the thing that we know with absolute certainty, Jalen Hurts is going to run the ball. We know this with certainty, and Jalen Hurts picks up chunk yards every damn time he runs the ball. I really like this. I think I'm adding it Jay, let me write this down. Jalen Hurts, and it's what, even money on the books. Anything else you want to talk through real quick before we get out of here? Receiving yards, we got Stephon Diggs. We already touched on Treylon Burks. Reception props. We kind of Justin Jefferson, your boy, indoor, outdoor. Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
Adam
I'm not.
Thielen.
So I talked about this on my video before. It's not a core play, but if you want, what is his receiving yards line for Justin Jefferson right now? It
Let's
opened
see.
up at 98.5. So,
96 and a
PrizePicks has
half.
it 96.5. Indoor outdoor splits, man, they're pretty much undefeated. Again, the fear is the new offense. And how do they utilize him in this new offense? Obviously went off for 190 last week. I'm praying that Philly just says, you are not beating us. Put Slay on him, double him with a safety over the top, like make sure he can't do anything. I wouldn't be all in on an under, but I do have a bet placed on an under because the splits have been really good in the past, and I think they will continue to play themselves out in this matchup. But again, 96.5, very doable for Jefferson. Just tough to take an under for Jefferson in this matchup, but the splits have been pretty good in the past.
AJ Brown.
I think it's fine. The Minnesota Vikings defense is not good, right? We saw that last week that they played pretty good, but at the end of the day, the Green Bay Packers don't have the talent.
They played Green Bay, who's devoid of wide receivers, right?
And that's the thing, right? Now they're playing against a team that actually can throw the ball and run the ball at that. You don't have to focus on just one aspect anymore. I don't think I'd be going after AJ Brown. If I was going to go after anything, I think it would be the targets because I think he's going to be the guy again in this one.
Absolutely.
But I'm not so sure about the yardage personally, but I think it's a good line either way.
All right. So what we've got that we agree, there's some consensus is Dalvin Cook for sure, more than 16.5 rush attempts. Treylon Burks, more than 28.5 receiving yards. And we like Jalen Hurts, 49.5 rushing yards. And I do like the targets for Devonta Smith. I like AJ Brown's targets at 9 as well for the matchup this evening. That's all we're going to run through. I kind of, Jay, I've been doing good. The tackles and the assisted tackle plays have been pretty nice. So I kind of want to dive back into
I'll
those,
leave that to you because
I
don't know nothing about the tackles or the attempted tackles.
Got you.
No, sir. I don't even know those players.
Well, let us know who you guys are playing below. Let us know in the comments. And if we find anything between now and kickoff, as always, we'll drop them in the comments on the video. If it's your first time, I appreciate you being here. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and like. And as always, if you tail, give PrizePicks hell. And if we fail, do not bail. We'll be back with more NFL. We've got college football plays that we've got to run through, all that good stuff. Enjoy both of the games tonight. Good luck, and we'll see you later on. We out of this thing. Peace.